Data. Data simply refers to a set of values which are organized by variables. Like, in this case, we see variables like ID, maternal age, hypertension, gestational weeks, gender, and birth weight. The ID refers to a group of people or sample from a population. Data sets are usually huge, so to familiarize and to get the grip of the data which we need to analyze, it is important to understand the central value and dispersion around the data. For example, this is a small chunk of a large data set when you see different variables like ID, maternal age, gestational weeks, birth weight, gestational category, and so on. So, if you want to see the central value or average value for gestational weeks, then you need to calculate mean, which is one way of getting the central tendency of the data. And the dispersion would be range like minimum and maximum value for gestational weeks. Measures of central tendency. To see the central tendency or value of data, you could calculate mean, median, mode, percentile, like 50th percentile. Mean can also be arithmetic mean or geometric mean. Now, in order to calculate mean for gestational weeks, you can add these values and divide by the total number of these values. In order to calculate median for gestational weeks, it's also simple. All you need is sorting out data from ascending to descending. Then, if number of terms in the set are even, median will be the average of the two central terms, and in this case it is 39.22. Technically, mode is the value that most often repeats or occurs in the dataset. So if you are rearranging values, the most repeated values or the one that occurs most frequently is the mode. In this example, none of the data values are repeated, hence there is no mode. As well, we measure central value of the data, we also need to see how dispersed the data are. Dispersion measures the variation, and we could use range and interquartile range and standard deviation. Range is minimum and maximum values. In this particular example, minimum value is 34.81 and maximum value is 41.86. So this is our range. Quartiles are values that divide data into quartiles, the lowest 25%, the next lowest 25% of numbers up to median, the second highest 25% above the median, and the highest 25%. Interquartile range is the difference of third quartile value with the first quartile value. Standard deviation is the most commonly used measure of dispersion. It is the square root of sum of square deviations from the mean divided by the number of observations. Standard deviation is outside the scope of this lecture and will be discussed in the subsequent videos. Like and subscribe to ResearchRamp if you want to take your research skills to the next level. Thank you for stopping by.